Hello, everybody. How's it going out there? My name is Meg Moonbeam, and I'm from Beyond Mystic. And welcome to your monthly new Astro Woo forecast. And today I'm going to be sharing the astrological forecast for the month of March 2024. I'm very excited to do so with all of you today, as this is going to be a really, really big month for us astrologically. And we're going to get all into it. So I hope you're all doing very well out there. Let me know in the comments, in the live chat, and in the replay of this video, if you're watching the replay, how you're doing with the current energies. And nice to see you all in the live chat here. Hi, Jenny. Jenny says, hey, everyone, can't believe March is almost here. I know. It's crazy, right? And we're about to have our natural new year soon, our real new year up here in the Northern Hemisphere. Hello from Sweden. Hello from Arkansas, Denmark. Wow, we got big international audience here. Thank you guys so much for joining in live. Before we get into the astrology, just want to mention, please remember, you guys, to help support the Beyond Mystic channel. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Jean-Claude Beyond Mystic 3 YouTube channel, as well as the Rumble channel. And we've been hearing some people lately saying that they've been getting unsubscribed without hitting the unsubscribe button. So there's some of that funny stuff going on lately. So just make sure you're subscribed, you like, and if you really want to support, leave us a comment. That helps us to share this information out with the world, with other like-minded people as well. So yeah, we're going to get into the astrology for March of 2024. We're going to talk about the most important astrological transits, our lunations for the month, the spring equinox, which is our natural new year. We're going to talk about that a bit. And I'm also going to do mini readings for all the 12 signs, sun, moon, and rising signs. So we're going to have a really big, jam-packed Astro Woo today with lots of information in there. Hi, Jill. Nice to see you. Hi to everybody in the live chat. So yeah, I did a astrological daily horoscope on my personal social medias today, and I was talking about how it can feel a little bit like we're in a Mercury retrograde right now. And I wanted to start off with this, not because we are in a Mercury retrograde, but because we've currently got Mercury in his detriment fall weakest position of Pisces. So I've been seeing a lot of people in the comments going, what is this funny kind of energy? Like, why does it feel like we're in a little bit of a Mercury retrograde kind of feeling? It's because Mercury is in his weakest position of Pisces. So we're going to be having that for the next couple weeks. And, you know, Mercury rules our day-to-day activities, communication, our mind, our mental thought processes. In the sign of Pisces is like really unstable, ungrounded, can be overly dreamy and illusory. And hi, Richard. Farmer Dick is saying, yes, weird energies now. Yeah, we're in Pisces season with Mercury in Pisces, Saturn conjunct the sun, some funky things going on. So we're going to be talking about that as well. And I want to say also that if you'd like to book a personal astrological consultation with me, I do have my personal astrology readings available over at consultations.beyondmystic.net. And the link for that is in the description of this video. And I'm currently offering 1 hour personal forecast readings, looking at your astrological transits to forecast your year ahead. 1 hour birth chart readings, going deep into the magic mysteries of your birth chart, and also 1 hour solar return readings, which is your birthday chart for your upcoming birthday year, how we can navigate that, what the chart wants to reveal in your solar return. So yeah, I want to say happy birthday, first of all, to all the March Pisces and March Aries. Happy solar return birthday to all of you guys. And we are, of course, at the end of our astrological year now that we are entering the month of March, because the spring equinox in the Northern Hemisphere is our natural new year. It is not January 1st. It is not the Gregorian calendar, that false made-up calendar by the Vatican, which I know some of you guys know this, but for those of you who do not know, the Gregorian calendar was created by the Vatican to start to get us organized to pay taxes. So the Gregorian calendar that we kind of live by day to day in Western society at the moment has nothing to do with natural time. It has nothing to do with the natural calendar. And it was literally created to get us organized to pay taxes and to also throw us off being in our natural alignment. So the real new year for those of us who are in the Northern Hemisphere is the spring equinox, right? When we enter 0 degrees Aries season. So one of the things I'm going to share with you guys is the chart for our new year, the spring equinox chart, which can show us for the collective the energies for the whole next year. So we're definitely going to take a look at that. Also, as we enter into March, we are getting close to eclipse season. We're going to have an eclipse, full moon lunar eclipse in Libra on March 25th. So as we get into March, as we get into second week of March, I would say we're getting into the eclipse season. Different astrologers will say different things, but I feel like the 2 to 3 weeks before an eclipse, the 2 weeks of the eclipse season, and the 2 to 3 weeks after are when we're in the eclipse influence. So we're about to enter into that. We're going to be talking about that. And also it's important to note that we have all planets still moving direct this month. We've got no retrograde planets in the month of March. And the next planet to go retrograde will be Mercury on April 1st. So all steam ahead, all energies are go. As we're in March, we got no retrograde planets, which is really, really nice. So what I'm going to share with you guys now, let's take a look at some of the key astrological dates for March of 2024. So first of all, March 1st, we have a very beautiful astrological aspect to start off the month, which is the sun in Pisces will exactly sextile Jupiter, lucky ducky Jupiter, as I like to call him, who's currently in Taurus. So that's one of the most positive astrological aspects in Western astrology, sun sextile Jupiter. So we're starting off the month with a very, very beautiful energy, nice aspect. And then when we get to March 9th, we're going to have a new moon in Pisces, which I'm going to share the chart and we're going to talk about that. Also on March 9th, Mercury is going to enter the sign of Aries. So March 9th is when Mercury is out of his detriment fall position of Pisces, which can kind of be making it feel like a little bit of a weird Mercury retrograde influence at the moment. We'll go into Aries, which will be a lot more grounded, less foggy, which will be very nice. And then on March 11th, Venus is going to enter Pisces, which is her exalted position. So that's a very nice thing to have in astrology, Venus in Pisces, particularly for the Venus-ruled signs, which are Tauruses and Libras. So that'll be good for all of us in the collective, but particularly for the Venuses, the Tauruses and the Libras, rather. And then when we get into March 17th, we're going to have the sun conjunct Neptune in Pisces. That is a very spiritual, creative, compassionate astrological aspect. You know, we've been having Neptune ever since 2013 be in his home sign of Pisces. Very, very strong. And Neptune is one of the strongest influences in the current astrology right now. And that sun conjunct Pisces, March 17th, is going to be a very big spiritual awakening portal, creative portal as well. We can get some very profound intuitive insights at that time and notice people around us being more open to the spiritual side of life as well. And then, of course, March 19th is when the sun enters 0 degrees of Aries. And this is our natural new year, our astrological new year, the spring equinox on March 19th. So if you guys want to be in kind of alignment with the natural calendar in the Northern Hemisphere, that is our new year. So that's a good day to put our intentions out, celebrate natural time. And then on March 21st, we have Venus conjunct Saturn in Pisces, which is a bit of an intense aspect in astrology. We're going to talk about that as we go through some of the different signs. We're being, with this Venus conjunct Saturn, from mid-month to the end of the month, and we'll be exact on March 21st, we're going through Saturnian reality checks having to do with our values and our committed relationships ruled by Venus. So I could see, also with the full moon lunar eclipse on March 25th being in the sign of Libra. Full moons are endings, completion, illumination portals in Libra, which is our committed relationships. I'm seeing a lot of breakups that are going to be happening around this time, a lot of endings of professional relationships, love relationships, and people that are in relationships that don't serve them, realizing their reality checks of actually, are their relationships in alignment with their values? And why have we maybe attracted certain relationship situations, if you will? So that's a very interesting Venus conjunct Saturn we're going to have. And on March 22nd, Mars is going to enter the sign of Pisces. And as I said, March 25th, full moon lunar eclipse in Libra, 5 degrees. And we are definitely going to look at the chart of that. So I want to go over some of the key we're going to go over the 2 lunations of the month, the new moon in Pisces, and then the full moon lunar eclipse in Libra, and also look at the spring equinox natural new year chart to get some insight on the new natural year that we are stepping into. So we're going to be having this new moon in Pisces on March 9th, March 10th, depending what part of the world you are in. And this is going to be a new moon in Pisces at 20 degrees, which is a Scorpio degree. And we've been having a lot of the new moons recently at that Scorpionic 20 degrees. I really like the energy of this Pisces new moon on March 9th, March 10th. New moons, as always, are our natural times of new beginnings, fresh new energy. You're going to want to see where you have Pisces 20 degrees in your chart to see where this new moon is highlighting for you, where you can be going through some big new beginnings, positive, fresh new energy. And this new moon on March 9th, 10th in the sign of Pisces, Pisces rules spirituality, spiritual places, sacred sites, oneness, compassion, things that have no boundaries, our psychic abilities, dreams, sleep, creativity, behind the scenes work, any things that has to do with the oceans, healing institutions, and the collective unconscious. So all of those areas of life are going to be really highlighted with this new moon in Pisces. And I'm looking at this as a really great, highly spiritual new moon. Well, the veils are going to be very thin between worlds. And this is amazing for any kind of spiritual practices or spiritual work. Our intuitions are going to be extremely strong. I think it's a fantastic new moon for manifestation practices. Dream work can be very potent at this time as Pisces rules dreams. And hello to Carla at Ascension Organites, who's here in the chat. Very nice to see you here, Carla. So yeah, I really like the energy of this new moon. I think it's very magical. We definitely want to be connecting to our spiritual side, great for manifestation, meditation, setting intentions. Also, Pisces is very creative and artistic. So I think some beautiful things can be created or birthed artistically around this new moon. And this new moon is also great to set long-term goals for the future, as Granddaddy Saturn, as I like to call him, Saturn is in a sextile, very positive astrological aspect, to Jupiter. So we're being supported by this new moon to create long-term goals. And so I Really, really like it. And I think in the collective, there could be something very positive coming up politically, as Saturn is the planet that rules governments, politics, the rules of law, and regulations is in a beautiful sextile to Jupiter, the traditional planetary ruler of Pisces. So we could see around this new moon, new compassionate leaders stepping forward in the collective that are gaining more momentum, leaders that might, become presidents, prime ministers, those kind of governmental roles, or ministers. And we could also have some sort of positive news with the health field in regard to healing institutions, perhaps a new healing innovation that will help many people start to be released with this new moon, since Uranus, the planet of inventions and innovation, is conjunct Jupiter in that beautiful sextile to Saturn. So I really like the energy of this new moon, and I think it's one to definitely connect to, take advantage of, to set intentions, to connect to our spiritual side and manifest. So I really, really like that moon. And then let's see here. I want to share with you guys the chart for the spring equinox, our natural new year. So this chart is actually an influence for us for the whole next year until spring equinox, natural new year in 2025. And this spring equinox new year chart is showing this is a year of major healing, truths being revealed, and spiritual awakening for the collective. So I'm just going to repeat that. I think those are the three main themes with this chart: major healing, truths being revealed, and spiritual awakening, even greater spiritual awakening of the collective. Dave the Gourd, who's here, hi Dave, says this world needs an enema. Yeah, I agree. This world does need an enema. And I think the astrology is showing that we're going to start going through even more of a cleansing and detox process, for sure. So this natural new year, spring equinox, is 6 days before the full moon lunar eclipse in Libra, that it's going to be influenced very strongly by this eclipse. So this is kind of like an eclipse chart a bit. The whole energy of our next year is going to have the eclipse influence of the March 25th eclipse, which is a full moon eclipse, endings, completion, healing, in particular having to do with the Libra side of life, because it's in the sign of Libra. So our relationships, our commitments, country relationships, diplomacy, the courts are going to be very, very highlighted as well. And I also think that it's interesting in this spring equinox new year chart that we've got the moon, Mars, Neptune, and the north node, south node, 5 placements, all at Gemini degrees. So either at 3 degrees or 15 degrees or 27 degrees. That's a lot of Gemini degrees in this chart. And Gemini is the sign that rules information, learning, truth. You know, Gemini is ruled by Mercury, the messenger of truth, the universe, God's divine messenger. So not just with Pluto being in the early degrees of Aquarius is that a lot of things being revealed in the collective that have been hidden from us, but in our spring equinox New Year's chart here, we've got 5 placements at Gemini degrees, which is information coming out, things being revealed, things being shared online, information catching fire and going viral and everybody finding out about it. So lots of information that's going to be shared, things coming out, changes happening within the news, mainstream news and the alternative news, and maybe the merging of those starting to possibly come together this year in some sort of fashion. So yeah, powerful new year chart that we've got going on. Yeah, Richard says, bring on the flood of truth. Totally feel that. And then the other chart I want to share with you is the full moon lunar eclipse chart happening in Libra at 5 degrees on March 25th. And, you know, it's not just a full moon, it's an eclipse. It's a lunar eclipse. And full moon lunar eclipses don't just have an influence over that eclipse season, the month, the days around the eclipse, but full moon lunar eclipses have an influence for the whole world, the whole collective, for the next 6-month period. So it's a really big, important thing to pay attention to, what's going on with the eclipses and where it's falling in your chart. So you guys want to look at where in your chart you have Libra 5 degrees to see where this eclipse is activating for you, what house it's happening in, and what planets are being activated by it for the whole next 6-month period. And, you know, eclipses are the biggest events that happen having to do with the Earth, Moon, Sun relationship. Eclipses are when major doors close and new ones open. Very big life events usually happen around eclipses. So you guys are going to want to mark your calendars for March 25th to April 8th. We are in a eclipse season, and it's going to be super intense, and we can notice for ourselves and people around us a lot of big life changes going on for sure. Full moon eclipses are major points of release, letting go, and as I said, completion and illumination. This eclipse is in the sign of Libra, which rules our relationships. So relationships and our commitments will be a huge theme for all of us, and who we have around us is being very highlighted. Libra also rules courts, diplomacy, harmony and balance, the beauty and fashion industry, music and art. So all of these areas of life can be going through very big changes in the collective over the next 6 months. And laws and regulations and governmental figures involving those Piscean-ruled areas of life will be going through big changes. And this is because the dispositor of this eclipse, the ruler of Libra, is Venus, and Venus is going to be in Pisces, conjunct Saturn, the planet of laws, regulations, governments. So over the next 6-month period from this eclipse onwards, we're going to see major, law development, regulation changes having to do with health, the health field, healing institution, drugs, pharmaceuticals, plant medicine, also spirituality, and the creative arts fields for sure. So yeah, let me know in the comments how you guys feel about that upcoming new moon, our natural new year, spring equinox, and the full moon lunar eclipse. Very, very powerful stuff. And before we get into the 12 sign readings, I'm going to do little mini readings for each of the 12 signs. I'm going to do a collective reading for all of us on what's the divine guidance for us in navigating this month astrologically. So I'm going to pull a few different cards, and I'm going to pull, I felt guided today to grab my Trust Your Vibes Oracle, which this is the first Oracle deck I ever got in like 2011 or 2012 when I first got into Oracle cards, my Starseed Awakening, and I love this deck so much. This is a really good one. It's Trust Your Vibes by Sonia Choque. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. So I'm going to pull from there, and I'm also going to pull from a couple other ones here. Let's see what we get. What's our divine guidance from universe, from all that supports us for our highest good in the collective for this upcoming month. I'm also going to pull from the Starseed Oracle. That's one of my favorite decks as well. Okay. Interesting. And I'm going to pull one more. This is one of my friend's decks, the Hero Tarot, A Mysterious Journey. So we'll pull one from there. There's already a little bit of a theme coming through in the cards here. Wow, there's a very big theme in the cards. Okay, so Spirit is saying, hold the line, okay? Hold the line. We are not at the end of the movie, the show, whatever you want to call it. We've got See the Solution from the Trust Your Vibes Oracle. And I've gotten this card before, and I know that Shonya written in her card deck that it's about visualizing the solution, the outcome that you most want to manifest. So that's definitely something that we can do this month to work with the energies, is positive visualization, keeping positive intentions. But I'm also feeling from this card as soon as I saw it that it's about the light has already won, right? And this is something I was talking to a couple people about the past couple of days, is the light has already won. If you're listening to this video, we are on the higher timeline of Mother Earth. We are entering the age of Aquarius. And so remember the outcome. Remember that we are the solution. We are living the solution. We're not being punished. It is like a collective dark night of the soul, and we have to be patient and maintain our position, Seven of Wands, during these times. And especially when we go through, eclipse seasons, this is some of the biggest changes that people can go through in life. And particularly if people are not really in their natural alignment, there can be very big wake-up calls going on for loved ones in our life around us, also for ourselves in whatever areas we may not be seeing things clearly. So it's important for us to just hold the line with the energies. I feel Spirit saying they're not going to lie to us. It's going to be intense. It's going to be an intense month with the eclipses. This March 25th eclipse in Libra, it's about relationships. There's going to be breakups of relationships that don't serve people anymore. There's going to be major changes going on geopolitically as well. But to remember, we are the solution and the light has already won. And our bonus card from the Starseed Oracle is Fall into My Arms, Surrender, Holding the Opposites, Extremes of Life. So just surrendering to that we chose to be here at this time. I don't know about you guys, but I really resonate with that we chose to be here at this time, to hold the line, to be light workers, star seeds, whatever you want to call ourselves. And we would not all have come here together at the same time to just experience everything falling apart and the world going to shit and the bad guys winning. Like, that's not going to happen. The light has already won. So we've just got to maintain our position. Yeah, that's coming through pretty strong in the cards. So that's our message for our collective card reading. And now we're going to get into a lot of people's favorite part of this Astro Woo show, where we do the 12 sign mini readings for the month of March. And this is going to be a little bit different than usual, you guys, because we're going to have a lunar eclipse, full moon lunar eclipse, March 25th. So yes, you're going to want to listen to your sun sign and your rising sign, but also definitely listen to your moon sign, okay? Because this month we're going to be having a lunar full moon eclipse. So our moon sign sometimes can resonate more with us in an eclipse season than even our sun reading or our rising reading. So pay attention to all three: sun, moon, rising. And we'll see what resonates with you the most. Let me know in the comments as we go along what is resonating with you guys. So we're going to start with our lovely Aries, sun, moon, and risings. First of all, Aries, happy birthday to all the March Aries out there. Any of you Aries born between March 20th to March 30th will be having what we call an eclipse solar return, eclipse birthday year, okay? So I'm going to repeat that. If you're born between March 20th, 5 days before the full moon lunar eclipse, March 25th, the day of the full moon lunar eclipse, or up until March 30th, 5 days after, you're having an eclipse solar return, an eclipse birthday. So when we have our birthday fall on the day of or 5 days before or after an eclipse, buckle up because you're going to have a life-changing birthday year with some really big changes and transformations going on. And Aries, you guys have already been going through a lot because we've had the North Node Chiron conjunction in Aries. You guys are like the stars of the show right now, inspiring all of us to heal our inner warrior, our inner divine masculine. So you Aries are playing a very important role at this time and can be going through huge life changes, more so than a lot of the other signs. So for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Risings, the new moon on March 10th in Pisces is happening in your 12th house. This is an amazing time for you, Aries, to be connecting to your spirituality and creativity. And by the way, the chart that I have up is for the new moon for each of the 12 signs. So that's going to be the chart that we're looking at. Also, perfect energy, the new moon in Pisces for you, Aries, to be doing any kind of spiritual work because it's happening in your 12th house. Manifestation, vision boards, dream work. Your intuition is going to be very, very strong at that time, around March 9th, 10th. And also at the time of the new moon, your ruler Mars is in the sign of Aquarius in your 11th house of Aquarius and in square to Uranus, the planet that rules Aquarius. So there is a creative tension with this aspect, Aries, and moving forward towards your future, possibly having to do with your friends or group associations, some maybe shifts that have to go on in that area of life. Also, your true goals and aspirations can be going through a very big shift as well. And you may be feeling at the time of that new moon a strong need for rest and recuperation as well, because the 12th house rules sleep and dreams. And then we've got the full moon lunar eclipse in Libra on March 25th is going to be happening in your 7th house. And for you, Aries, this is a very big completion cycle for the whole next 6-month period in terms of your committed relationships that in particular no longer serve you anymore. Love relationships, professional relationships, all your relationships are being very illuminated right now. And I'm hearing Spirit ask, what resonates for you to really commit to, right? And who, when you're around them, makes you feel uplifted and respects you, and who maybe in your life makes you feel less than or might be a little bit of an energy drain or not in alignment. So it's all about your relationships. Aries can be going through breakups, big time, recommitments in marriage or committed partnerships, professional work changes in relationships. So very, very big portal of transformation for the Aries. And for all our Aries out there, let's pull a card for you guys for the month of March. And I'm going to pull from that Trust Your Vibes deck that I love so much. And asking universe, what's the message for Aries for the month of March for their highest good? Vibe check. Interesting. I was kind of feeling that when I was talking about the full moon lunar eclipse happening in your guys' 7th house. So this vibe check card, I love these cards so much because they're actual like practical things for us to be in energetic alignment. This vibe check card is about how does your body feel physically when you're in certain places, around certain people. Look, on the card, it's a tuning fork, right? What resonates with you and what doesn't. Things that don't resonate around this eclipse in terms of your relationships and commitments are likely to go through a huge vibe check shift. So one way you can navigate this month is to pay attention to how your body feels and resonates to different people and situations. So that is a very cool card message for you Aries out there. And now we're going to move to the Tauruses, my Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Risings. It's been very big astrology for the Tauruses as well lately, with Jupiter in Taurus, Uranus in Taurus. On March 1st, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to have a beautiful Sun in Pisces sextile Jupiter in Taurus. So this is a very positive and lucky aspect for, oh my God, my cat. Sorry, guys. So sorry. My cat just scared the crap out of me and just jumped on me, and I had no idea she was here. Sorry, that just caught me off guard. Sorry about that, everybody. Yeah, on March 1st, we have a beautiful Sun in Pisces sextile Jupiter in Taurus, which is one of the most positive astrological aspects. Very lucky. So Taurus is a very nice start of the month for you guys, and nice opportunities, fresh, new, expansive energy that you're feeling at the beginning of the month. And also starting on March 11th, your planetary ruler Venus enters her exalted sign of Pisces. So it's very important to pay attention to, our planetary rulers of our sun sign and our rising sign, what's going on with those planets, if they're in signs they like, signs they don't like. So for Tauruses, with Venus being in Pisces starting on March 11th, that's very good for our overall well-being, wellness. It's very nice for us to have Venus in her exalted sign. And the new moon in Pisces for you Tauruses on March 10th is happening in your 11th house. So this is an amazing time for you to go to like-minded events, be around spiritual community, whether that's online or in person. Some of you will be making new spiritual or creative friends and group associations that are very magical, because it's a new moon in Pisces, the most magical sign. And the 11th house also rules our goals and aspirations. So this is a fantastic new moon, Tauruses, to be doing intention setting for the future. Also, your ruler Venus is in Aquarius at this new moon. So the Aquarius influence is very, very strong for you. And I'm hearing Spirit say, do things that are different and not in your normal way, to be open to the energies of that new moon and see what it has to offer you. Also, the full moon lunar eclipse on March 25th is happening in your 6th house. This is a big completion cycle for you Tauruses for March until for the whole next 6 months in regards to the areas of life that the 6th house rules, which is our health, routines, day-to-day work. What do you need to take care of health-wise? When's the last time you did a cleanse? Okay. I always like to say, whenever we've got the eclipses activating our 6th house, which is what the Tauruses and the Scorpios currently have, it's the best time to be doing a cleanse or a detox, because Virgo rules cleanliness, detox, nutrition. So things like that can be very much in alignment. And any major health issues or unhealthy habits can be coming to an ending during this eclipse time for you. The 6th house also rules pets and animals around us. So if you do have pets, they are being highlighted in some sort of way. Maybe some of you guys are getting new pets or are paying extra attention to the pets around you. There's beautiful healing energy that the pets can be sharing with you at this time. And also, Tauruses, your ruler Venus is in a beautiful sextile to Jupiter at the time of this eclipse and conjunct Saturn. So overall, I think it's very, very positive, stabilizing, and it's helping us to launch into the future very much so for all the Tauruses. So, okay, I'm going to pull a card for the Tauruses as well. And I'm going to pull from the Trust Your Vibe Oracle deck again. Richard says, Taurus Sun here, looking forward to March. Love my sheep. Yeah, that's so great that you've got the sheep around you. I'm a Taurus rising, and I've got Shia and Ocean, my cats around me. So, okay, what's the divine guidance for Tauruses for this upcoming month of March? Okay, pretty clear. Meditate. Spend time in meditation. And I was talking to somebody today, one of my clients today, about how I noticed that people that are Taurus, sun, moon risings, or Virgo, sun, moon risings, two of the signs that very much have to do with physical health, they kind of process whatever's going on in the collective very strongly in their physical bodies, sometimes to the point where it can be very tiring or overwhelming. So with this meditate card, I feel like, remember, Taurus, is that you're very energetically sensitive in your physical body, and that meditation, when we are still in meditation, or we're chanting, or we're spending time outside in meditation, that can help us navigate the energies, ground our bodies, kind of let go of any excess energies that we may be carrying in our physical bodies from the collective. So let me know, you guys, in the comments if that resonates with you. I noticed for me, as a Taurus rising, I'm like really physically sensitive. I get a lot of like physical ascension symptoms. So yeah, that's what I've got for the beautiful Tauruses. And now we're going to move to the Geminis. The Gemini sun, moon, and risings. So yeah, Richard is saying, yes, I feel the collective energy strongly in my body. I do meditate twice daily. That is fantastic. Awesome. I need to do that as well. Okay, so for the Gemini sun, moon, and risings, we're going to have the new moon in Pisces on March 10th happening in your 10th house. So some of you Geminis will be starting new jobs, careers, or even receiving promotions, public recognition for something at that time. And for some Geminis, these jobs will be Piscean in nature, so having to do with the spiritual field, creative or healing arts field. This is a very good new moon for you to be setting intentions around work and your long-term goals. Your planetary ruler Mercury is in a sextile to Pluto. So this is a nice aspect that is promoting you to think very deeply and intensely about life, about what you put purpose towards, what you're doing. Your intuition, Gemini, is very strong around that new moon in Pisces. And you could even be feeling guided to go into deep research about something. And it would be a good time to do so when we got Mercury sextile Pluto. And then the full moon lunar eclipse in Libra on March 25th is happening in your 5th house. And so for you Geminis, this is a very big completion cycle in terms of creative projects, romance, and what you regard as fun, your relationship to your inner child, not just over this eclipse season, but for the whole next 6-month period. This is a very positive house to have eclipses highlighting. So you Geminis are lucky. It's not one of the more intense astrological houses. And this eclipse is in line of, your romantic side of life. So for a lot of Geminis, there can be new loves coming up around that eclipse, new romantic relationships, or the endings of romance relationships that don't serve you anymore. Your ruler Mercury is in a conjunction to Chiron at the time of the eclipse as well in your 11th house. So this is very healing aspect for you in general in life, but in particular in regards to your friendships, siblings, group relationships. There can be very big healing dynamics happening for you guys in that realm. And now I'm going to pull a card for the Geminis for the month of March. And thank you guys so much for your positive comments and feedback. Really appreciate that. So for Geminis for March, what's our divine guidance? Clear the past. And there's a big heart on there. So yeah, for Geminis with that full moon lunar eclipse, there can be a lot of clearing of past romantic relationships, flings, things that no longer serve, that are holding you back from having positive romantic relationships, but also having fun in life. The fifth house is the house of fun, creativity, showcasing our creative talents. And I'm hearing Spirit say, Geminis, where do you need to clear the past? What from the past do you feel you need to clear? And trust whatever the first thing is that comes up for you when you hear that, and maybe do some self-healing work around that during this month, during the upcoming eclipse season. So doing any clearing work can be very, very helpful at this time for you, for sure. And Carol says, awesome, I'm ready for more fun. Gemini moon here. Yes, I think we're all ready for some more fun. Definitely with the times that we've been living in, for sure. Thank you, Carol, for that. And now we're going to move to the Cancers, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So first of all, we've got a full moon lunar eclipse on March 25th, which has to do with the moon, and this is your planetary ruler. So the eclipses, particularly the lunar ones, affect Cancers a lot more than most of the other signs. They can feel it very, very intensely. So I always say to my Cancer friends, mark down when we've got the eclipses in the year, because you guys might be feeling a lot more sensitive than usual, tired, moody. You know, Cancer can be one of the moody signs. It's a water sign. So just being aware of that and disconnecting from any drama that's going on around you. Okay, Cancers, because you're very perceptive to other people's energies. So yeah, you guys feel the eclipse is very, very strong. The new moon in Pisces on March 10th for you Cancers is happening in your 9th house. So you are naturally very attuned to the higher mind, your intuition, higher perspective. You may be seeing things from a different way than you have before. Some Cancers may be traveling at the time of this new moon to foreign places, sacred sites. It would be a good time to do so, or to start planning a journey like that. And many Cancers will be starting a new spiritual, creative, or healing arts course with the stellium of planets in Pisces in your 9th house. And this new moon is overall fairly positive. You can be feeling really good and even more magical than you already are. It's a very light, fun, expansive house to have a new moon in your 9th house. So definitely set your intentions for the future and long-term goals. And then also for Cancers, the full moon lunar eclipse in Libra on March 25th is happening in your 4th house. This is a very big completion cycle for you Cancers, not just during the eclipse season, but for the whole next 6-month period. And you know, the 4th house is your house. It's the house of Cancer, the Cancer ruled areas of life. So there can be major completion, healing, and illumination in regards to your home, living situation, family, emotional well-being, and your overall sense of foundation. For Cancers, issues with family members can be settled during this time. Some of you may be moving homes or finishing projects within the home. And, you know, having a safe, stable, feel-good home and family environment is so important to Cancers because they're the sign that rules home and family. So it would be a great month to maybe do some feng shui, some cleansing within the home around the eclipse, spend time in your home environment or around family as well. So yeah, you've got also the North Node in Aries in your 10th house with Uranus, Jupiter conjunct in the 11th and a stellium in your 9th. So as you can see, Cancer, there's a lot in the top part of the chart. There's a lot of outer movement, outer influences, positive changes, great things happening in career. We want to make sure your foundation is set and stable for you to be able to fly and reach your highest potential. So that's what I've got for you Cancers. And now I'm going to pull a card for you guys for the month of March. And let's see what we get. Oh, this one's popping out. Wow. Get a new story, Cancers. Can you guys hear Ocean is meowing to that? Are you agreeing with that card, Ocean? He's saying yes. Get a new story. Wow. I notice in astrology, looking at people's charts all the time, that there's two signs that can be really affected by the past and sometimes hung up on things that have happened in the past and create their kind of life story based on the past, which would be Cancer and Pisces, because they're two of the most emotional signs, two of the water signs. So, Cancers, with that eclipse happening in your fourth house, this is a great time to do some deep-seated healing around what stories are you creating and telling yourself? Why do you believe what you believe? What's holding you back? And what area of your life do you maybe need to get a new story? Create new goals, create a new story. And I'm hearing Spirit say, anything. Wow, can you guys hear ocean? Anything is possible. Let go of the past. You guys are very, very sensitive. You're very, very gifted. You're very, very beautiful. And you're ruled by the moon. So you feel emotions so deeply, your own emotions and other people's emotions deeply. Let go of other people's stuff. I'm always saying that to the Cancers. And sometimes the stories we create are other people's projections that aren't even our thing. So tuning into your life, and is your life story actually yours? Or is it a wound acting out or something that someone else projected onto us? I hope that makes sense how I'm saying that. So get a new story and maybe write down as a story your intentions, what you want to create for yourself. That could be a way that you can work with the energies as well. So hope that resonated, Cancers. And now we're going to move to the Leos, Leo, Sun, Moon, and risings. So for Leos, we've got a full moon lunar eclipse on March 25th. We're also going to be having the Great North American eclipse on April 8th. That's going to be a solar eclipse. So you guys are going to feel that a lot more intense than most of the other signs because it's a solar eclipse and you guys are ruled by the sun. So Leo, Sun, Moon, and risings. Rose is saying, wow, Meg, that was intense. Yeah, I'm a Scorpio. I can get a little bit intense sometimes. Hope it's not too much. Yeah, so for Leos, just marking down your calendar for April 8th. That's going to be a very intense day for you. You're going to want to take it easy, not plan anything too crazy, do extra self-care, okay, because you're going to feel that eclipse very, very strong. The new moon in Pisces on March 10th is happening in your 8th house. This is the house of Scorpio, the Scorpio ruled areas of life. So Leos, you're going through huge transformation and up level from literally the deepest cores of your being, levels of your soul. So Leo, some of you will be connecting even deeper to your spirituality, spiritual practices, inner knowing, psychology, realizing things about your psychology with that new moon in your 8th house. And that's a very magical, perceptive, spiritual new moon. That's why it's really, really intense. 8th house also rules merging with others. So some of you may be starting new joint ventures with others. It's a good time for that. You can also be experiencing greater intimacy in your committed relationship. There could be some sexual healing going on. And the 8th house is also hidden money. And money from hidden places can be coming up for you at this time. So everybody likes to hear that. So that's around the full moon of March 9th and 10th. And then for you Leos, the full moon lunar eclipse in Libra on March 25th is happening in your 3rd house. This is a very big completion cycle for you, Leos, for March until the whole next 6 months in regards to the 3rd house areas of life. So any issues that you've been having with friends, siblings, cousins, your community, local neighborhood are, likely to come to a completion and healing point. And there can also be a lot of activity going on as the 3rd house rules are day-to-day activities and communications. So if you're feeling like there's, oh my God, so much going on over the next 6 months, it's because the eclipses are activating your 3rd house. And that's a lot of day-to-day energy. So I'm hearing Spirit say to you guys, Take one step at a time. Don't get too overwhelmed. Take it easy. Do one thing at a time, because there's a lot of like day-to-day things you guys can be dealing with, documents, day-to-day changes, also communication, like healing with siblings if you have them, friends, cousins, your relationship with your community as well. And you got a stellium of planets in your 8th house. So Leos, with the deep-seated issues that are coming up for you, talk therapy, psychotherapy, spiritual healing are amazing for you to be doing at this time, to be navigating with the energies. And I hope that resonated. And now we're going to pull a card for you Leos for the month of March. Let's see, what's your divine guidance? We've got back to basics. Interesting. I don't think I've ever pulled that card before. So let me share what it says. And this is Sonia Choquette's Trust Your Vibes Oracle for the Leos. Your psychic sense and higher awareness are founded on common sense, which begins with properly meeting your basic physical needs. As obvious as this sounds, it's easier said than done for most people, as they tend to live in their heads and forget their bodies. If you neglect your basic needs, your higher awareness will diminish, leaving you to operate on adrenaline and anxiety. In such a state, you miss the finer, more subtle psychic vibrations and lose your way. So this is about getting back to basics, your basic needs. And I feel like this has a lot to do with your psychology, Leo. And I don't know why, I'm just feeling like really strongly for the Leos, being honest with yourselves about if there are any really intense issues or traumas that you're remembering with that stellium of planets over your 8th house. Let's get back to basics. If there's something coming up that's really intense, what do? We can go talk to a therapist. We can go to an energy healer. We can have some in-depth, real deal conversations with the people around us to support us. Okay. So definitely for the Leos, it can be intense with that stellium of planets over your 8th house and the lunar eclipse over your 3rd house, which can be a lot of activity. So let me know in the comments if this is resonating with you guys. Leo, remember the basic sides of life as you're going through healing and big transformations. Look at this card. Remember to eat well, drink well, exercise, go outside, clean. We don't want to neglect those basic areas because, as the description said, we won't be able to access our higher consciousness, see things clearly. So I hope that resonated with you guys. And I'm wishing you a very happy, magical month of March. And now we're going to move to the Virgos. Virgo, sun, moon, and risings. Okay. And for the Virgos, first of all, new moon in Pisces on March 10th is happening in your 7th house. So many Virgos around March 9th, March 10th, that new moon, will be starting new committed relationships at this time in love and professionally. If you're single, it's a great time to go socialize, go out on a date. And it's also a great time to manifest new commitments. And also ask yourself, what is in alignment? Where can you bring more balance and alignment and harmony into your life with this new moon in Pisces in your 7th house? What is out of balance in your life? What can you bring in to bring harmony, beauty into your life and your relationships? Your planetary ruler, Virgo, Mercury, is in a sextile to Pluto. So this is a nice aspect that is promoting you to think very deeply and intensely about life, what you're doing. Your intuition is very, very strong, and you can be reading people even more strongly than you already do, because Virgos are like really good bullshit detectors for sure. So you're noticing all the details about everyone around you, and what relationships and commitments are in alignment and are not. And with that Mercury sextile Pluto, you guys are super perceptive and intuitive. And I think it would be a great new moon to do some kind of intention setting or manifestation for sure. And it would be a great new moon to call in a, soulmate love relationship, as it's in your 7th house if you are single. And then we've got the full moon lunar eclipse in Libra on March 25th is happening in your 2nd house. So for many Virgos, this time in the whole 6-month period from March to our next eclipse season in September can be the end to an income stream, business partnerships, or also a lover's work can be going through a very big change. Also, something that you've been paying off for a while now, if there has been some sort of debts you've had or things you've been needing to pay off, can come to a completion point. And the 2nd house rules are values and self-worth. So these things are likely to be a very big theme for you over the whole 6-month period. You really being aware of your self-worth, what resonates with you in your life and what doesn't. And at that full moon lunar eclipse on March 25th, your ruler Mercury is in a conjunction to Chiron in your 8th house. So for Virgos, this is a very healing portal energy for you in general, and in particular in regards to the Mercury areas of your life. Friends, siblings, group relationships can be going through some very deep healing processes at that time. So I hope that resonates with you, Virgos. And now we're going to pull a card for you guys, some divine guidance for the month of March. And let me know in the comments if you guys like these cards. I really like that they're like grounded spiritual cards that actually give you kind of practices to do moving forward. So what have we got for the Virgos? We've got this card again. We've got the clear the past card again. So this is a message. I feel like when we get a card more than once, it's a message for all of us. So again, we're getting the clear the past card. And, for you Virgos, you're having that North Node Chiron conjunction, that very healing aspect in your 8th house. So in particular, any issues in regards to, Mercury ruled areas, siblings, cousins, your local community, your friends, you can be clearing the past in those areas for sure with those relationships. That's particularly for the Virgos, but for all of us, since this card has now come up twice, we're all being guided to do some clearing around the past. Connect to, are we holding on to anything from our past, emotionally, mentally, in our physical body? What is that? And, how can we release that? Sometimes just sitting with an energy of something that we're carrying that's heavy and giving it awareness and love is healing in itself. So this is a very strong message for all of us. Carol says, these cards are great, so colorful physically and energetically. Yeah, I really do like those cards for sure. Okay, and now we're going to move to another one of those signs that's getting very hit by all the astrology going on. Libra, sun, moon, and risings. And you guys are having an eclipse in your sign this month. So this is a huge time for the Libras. Holy guacamole, for sure. So Libras, first of all, on March 1st, we have a beautiful Sun in Pisces sextile Jupiter in Taurus. So for you and the Tauruses, the 2 Venus-ruled signs, this is a very positive, lucky start of the month for you. You can be feeling very good at the start of the month. And also starting on March 11th, your ruler Venus enters her exalted sign of Pisces. So it's always nice when our planetary ruler is in their home sign or their exalted sign. We can overall be feeling really well in life, in our well-being, physically, emotionally, mentally, and even, you guys can even be more good looking than you already are. Libras tend to be quite beautiful because Venus is the planet of, beauty. So you guys can notice you have even more of a shine and a beautiful look to you when Venus is in her exalted position from March 11th and onwards. We've got the new moon in Pisces on March 10th is happening in your 6th house. Look at all that stuff you've got going on in your 6th house, a whole stellium of planets. So Libras, this is an amazing new moon for you to focus on fresh new beginnings in your day-to-day work, bringing new energy into your office. I think this would be a great new moon to do any kind of feng shui in your office space, workspace. Also great new moon for creating positive new health, wellness, or spiritual routines. And your ruler Venus is in Aquarius. So this is a time for you to be open-minded to totally new ways of doing things in life, in particular in your work, your health, day-to-day routines. There can be very fast positive shifts in that area. And also the full moon lunar eclipse in Libra, your sign on March 25th is of course happening in your 1st house. So you more so than all the other signs are feeling it very, very strong. Libras are having huge life changes and events. If you are a Libra, please let us know in the comments what is going on for you guys, if there's any crazy big life events going on. And yeah, the eclipses are happening in your sign and the sign of Aries this year. So you're really feeling it. And the foundations of your life and being are going through massive transformation, purging and renewal. And in particular, in the area of relationships. You guys have heard me over and over again in this video talking about relationships because that's what Libra rules. So your ruler Venus is exalted in Pisces at the time of this eclipse, which is very positive, and conjuncts Saturn in your 6th house. So there's major reality checks, Libra, coming in around your work, relationships, your self-worth. I'm hearing Spirit say, do you believe in yourself? Do you really believe in your goals? And if you don't, where has maybe that loss of self-worth come from in life? Has that come from someone else? Libras are very attuned to other people, and they're very psychic in feeling other people's energy. And it's very important for them to disconnect from other people's energy and, honor themselves. So Libra is making sure that you're not taking on too much of other people's issues, right? Seeing some of your comments here. Jill says, yes, my husband Steve is a Libra sun, moon, and rising, and just started a new job on 2/12 after 10 years at his previous job. Big change, but a good change for him. Well, congratulations to you, Jill, and your husband. Nice to see you here. That's really, really awesome for him. That's great news for your triple Libra husband. So yeah, let's see here. What is our card message for the Libras? Ooh, we got one falling out. For the Libras for March, call on your joy guides. Wow. And as soon as I saw that card, that just made me feel emotional. And I feel like I'm picking up on the energy of Libras and how, we've got the South Node in Libra right now and the North Node in Aries. So our collective higher purpose and focus is Aries, which is self, our boundaries, honoring ourself and our foundations and our inner masculine. And the South Node is in Libra. So what we're actually letting go of as a collective is relationships that don't serve us. And to Libras, relationships are everything. You guys love the people around you so, so much. And when something doesn't work out, whether it's in love or a professional relationship or a friendship, that really can affect you guys, right? So with you guys having the eclipse in your sign, very big life transformations that can feel challenging and hard, call on your joy guides. Call on your spirit guides, your soul appointed spirit guides, as I like to call them, to bring in joy into your life, to guide you, to, show what ways can we still bring joy in as you're going through huge, huge changes. And I also feel from this card, remember to connect to your inner child and ask your inner child what he or she needs during these huge times of change that you are going through. So I hope that resonates with you Libras. And now we're going to move to the Scorpios, my fellow Scorpios. Scorpio, sun, moon, and risings. Excuse me, and I'm just going to take a quick sip of water. Okay, so for my fellow Scorpios, the new moon in Pisces on March 10th is happening in our 5th house. Thank God. So for us Scorpios, this is really nice because we've been going through a super intense time since our ruler Pluto changed signs into Aquarius and has been at the critical degrees of 0 degrees, 1 degrees since the end of January. So it's been very, very intense for the Scorpios. And with this new moon on March 10th in our 5th house, this is awesome because the 5th house is the areas of life of fun, play, celebration, positive energy. It's the house of Leo. So Scorpios, this is a great new moon for you to be doing something fun and creative, and we're going to be feeling an energy boost. So woo woo, that's awesome. The 5th house also rules showing off our gifts and talents, being confident in our gifts and talents and sharing them with the world. It's an amazing new moon to launch a new project. And also, this is a nice time for romance and dating. The 5th house can be romance and dating as well. You've got, at the time of this new moon, your ruler Pluto in a sextile to Mercury. So this is a nice aspect promoting you to think deeply and intensely about life and what you're doing and where we need to bring more fun into our life. We can be really realizing, you know, we're the most intense sign in the zodiac, where we need to bring more love and fun in. So also the full moon lunar eclipse in Libra on March 25th is happening in your 12th house. Excuse me, you guys. So that's going to be a bit more of an intense energy as we get to the end of the month, back to the intensity for us Scorpios. The 12th house is, you know, the Pisces ruled areas of life. So this is spirituality, creativity, also deep-seated subconscious or karmic patterns and issues. So Scorpios, around that full moon lunar eclipse on March 25th, there can be very big purging going on a deep level of behavioral patterns and addictions. So paying attention to that. If you need to reach out for help, Scorpio, you know, to a healing practitioner, therapist, it is a good time to do so for sure. Also pay attention to your sleep and dreams. And this is all not just for the eclipse day, but the whole next 6-month period as well. Pay attention to your sleep and dreams. And it is good to spend some time alone and in reflection when we've got eclipses happening in our 12th house. There's things that can be revealed to us when we're spending time alone and in rest. As I said, healing modalities are a great ally for you at this time. You also have your ruling planet at 1 degrees of Aquarius in trine to the full moon lunar eclipse. So this is very much about your emotions and healing and our emotional well-being. Pluto just entering your 4th house, the eclipse in your 12th house. These are 2 water houses. So Scorpios are going to be going through a big purge at the end of the month. Just going to be honest with you guys about that, around really deep-seated issues, compulsions, obsessions, addictions, which are all things that are ruled by Pisces and Scorpio in astrology. So, okay, now we're going to pull an oracle card for Scorpios for the month of March. Let's see what we get. Woo woo is wonderful. I love this card. This is the first card in the deck, and it's all about embracing the woo, embracing the spiritual side. So, you know, Scorpios, with that full moon lunar eclipse happening in our 12th house at the end of the month around March 25th. Yes, it's deep-seated issues, things being revealed to us, healing, but it's also the house of the woo and spirituality. And one remedy for that is for us to surrender to our spiritual side, to go into meditation, to go into dream work, to go into sound healing, to go to a sacred site, to maybe go spiritual retreat. For Scorpios, the woo-woo is literally a saving grace and is very, very wonderful. So embrace your spiritual connection. That'll help you to navigate and spiritual practices for sure. So, okay, now we're going to move to the Sagittarians, sun, moon, and rising. So for the Saggies, the new moon in Pisces on March 10th is happening in your 4th house. And this is a nice, I think, stabilizing new moon for the Saggies. What needs to be tended to in your home or with your family? It's important for you to pay attention to home and family around this new moon. Positive new energy can be brought into these areas. And I think it's a fantastic new moon to be doing some spiritual cleansing of the home, some feng shui, spring cleaning, and allowing for cleansing of your home space, home environment for new energies to come in and re-energize the home. You can also be feeling very aware of your emotional needs as the new moon is in your 4th house, which rules the emotions, and is in Pisces, which is the most sensitive sign. So Saggies, around that new moon, there's new beginnings with home, family. Some of you may even be moving homes, buying new property, but you can be also feeling more emotional than usual. So just honoring your emotions and your sensitivity at that time. And we've also got your ruler Jupiter in a beautiful sextile to Saturn. So it's a great time to be setting long-term goals at this new moon, perhaps by intention setting or doing a ritual in your home environment, because it's happening in your 4th house. And then for you Saggies, we've also got the full moon lunar eclipse in Libra on March 25th, which is happening in your 11th house. So this is a big completion cycle for you and illumination time in regards to your friendship, group associations, and your goals and aspirations. Some friendships could be coming to a completion point or a healing point if you've been having any issues with friends or like-minded community after dealing with a challenge. And it's also good around that full moon eclipse happening in your 11th house to focus on your goals and the future and the age of Aquarius, because that's the house of Aquarius. What is it that you want to create? Okay. And what do you need to do to help those intentions? Your ruler Jupiter is in a beautiful sextile to Venus at the time of this eclipse. So that's very lucky. Actually, there could be some new people coming into your life, new like-minded community, very positive new energies coming forward to bring you into the natural new year, you know, the age of Aquarius that we're stepping into. And we've also got your ruler Jupiter starting to get into a very strong conjunction to Uranus at the end of the month. So there can be unexpected new people you're meeting, community, networking events. Be open to the unexpected. So it's going to be, I think, not boring for the Sagittarians whatsoever. And let's see what your oracle card message is for the month. All the Saggies out there. Let's see what we get. Share a breath. I love this card. This is a beautiful card. So the share a breath card is about how when we are around people, we tend to, if we resonate with someone and if someone is kind of healthy and in resonance for us to be around, we start to breathe the same as them. Do you guys ever notice that? With the people that you live with or you spend a lot of time around or people that resonate with you, you breathe at the same rhythm when you're around them. The share a breath card is if you're feeling overwhelmed if you're feeling really, really sensitive around people, you were having that, was it the full moon eclipse in your 11th house? Yeah, the full moon eclipse in your 11th house. So there's healing in friendships and group associations. During those healing processes, sharing a breath, watching the people around you, how they're breathing, and starting to breathe at the same rhythm of that as them will bring you into coherence with others and will bring in healing. I know that may sound kind of weird, you guys, but it's a very powerful practice to breathe in a similar rhythm as the people we are around, to bring ourselves into coherence with them. So if there's any challenge going on with the people around you, that is a practice you can do. Also, I'm hearing Spirit say, with those energies in your 4th house around the new moon, maybe making you feel more sensitive than you usually are, spending time outside, sharing a breath with the trees, nature, can be really, really helpful. So focusing on your breath and breath work, Saggies. Okay, and we've got a few more signs here. We're going to move to the Capricorns, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Risings. So we start Capricorns with on March 21st, we're going to have your ruler, Saturn, exactly conjunct Venus. So for the Capricorns and Aquariuses ruled by Saturn, and the Libras, oh my God, sorry, my cat is being so creepy today. I don't know what's going on, but she's like sneaking up on me and she doesn't usually do that. So sorry, you guys, I've just gotten startled a couple times from my cat. What I was going to say with the Capricorns is you're having Saturn exactly conjunct Venus on March 21st, and this is affecting the Saturn-ruled signs, Capricorn and Aquarius, and Venus-ruled signs, Libra and Taurus, the most, but the whole collective as well, where we're going through reality checks in our committed relationships and our values. So for Capricorns, you're going to want to mark down March 21st, okay? We're having that exact Saturn-Venus conjunction. You're going to want to pay attention to what is coming up for you at that time, what is being revealed to you, and be honest with yourself about any reality checks that may be coming up, okay? And then we've got the new moon in Pisces on March 10th is happening in your 3rd house. So you are easily coming up with new, fresh ideas and feeling very social. This is a great new moon in Pisces to be spending time with friends, siblings, going to maybe a new moon event or a like-minded event, spending time in your local neighborhood, and there can be positive new changes happening there. Some of you Cappies may be starting to be interested in a new esoteric or creative subject. The 3rd house can indicate learning and courses as well, getting deeper into the study about something. And your planetary ruler, Saturn, is in a beautiful sextile to lucky Jupiter. So it's an amazing new moon for you Cappies to be setting long-term goals. And I think you're definitely going to receive some nice blessings during that lunation. Then we've got the full moon lunar eclipse in Libra on March 25th, which is happening in your 10th house. This is your house, the house of Capricorn. So this is your house of work, career, public reputation. Cappies around that eclipse at the end of the month are going through big work changes. Your professional relationships and commitments are very highlighted at this time. From that eclipse, the end of March, for the whole next 6-month period, you can be working very hard, maybe getting a promotion even, or ending a job that doesn't serve you, starting new ones that do. You've also got Pluto in your 2nd house and in a trine to the moon eclipse. So this is Pluto helping to empower you and assist you in stepping into greater forms of leadership with Pluto trine this eclipse. Pluto is very much about empowerment and leadership, stepping into self-empowered positions, entrepreneurship. A lot of Capricorns will be guided towards that over the next 6 months. So yeah, very powerful time where you guys are going to be booked and busy. which Cappies already are, but it's going to be even more like that. CeeLo Joe says, wow, I'm getting so much out of these readings today. Bang on, Meg. Well, thank you so much for saying that. That makes my day that you say that. That means everything to me. And I love sharing the astrology with you guys. So very happy that it's resonating. And Divine Love is saying, what is the name of the energetic deck used during this reading? It is the Trust Your Vibe Oracle Cards by Sonia Choquet. So this is the first deck I ever bought, and I love this deck. Okay, we're now going to see what's the Oracle card message for the Capricorns for the month of March. And if you guys could see my cat Shia right now, she's being so creepy the entire time I'm filming this video. I don't know what's going on, but she's like hiding behind things, looking at me. She's trying to scare me a couple times in this video. So she's wanting her presence to be known. And it's a little bit of playfulness coming through. So hope you guys feel that. And okay, what have we got for the Cappies? We've got this card again. And I just said we've got a little bit of a playful frequency coming through. So this is for everybody, in particular the Cappies, but for everyone, because we've gotten this for the second time. Call on your joy guides. So Capricorns, you know, I've got my moon in Capricorn, so I'm also speaking to myself when I say this. You guys are here to be in high levels of responsibility, to be working hard in this lifetime, to be accomplishing things, but we can't forget to enjoy life. Okay, and have some fun and have some play. So I'm hearing Spirit say, you know, Cappies, when's the last time you had genuine fun? You did something very playful or creative or silly. That's one of the ways you can work with the energy of this month and even the whole next 6 months, with the eclipse activating your 10th house, which is really powerful and strong, remembering to bring in joy and play as a frequency, okay? And if you've got cats like me or pets, remembering to maybe play with them. That can be a part of the day where we're having play, or, you know, just playing a game with our loved ones, doing something silly. Bringing lightheartedness is coming through very strong for you Cappies, and for all of us, because this has come through twice now. So let me know what you guys think about that in the comments, and if that's resonating. CeeLo Joe says, my dog and 2 cats have been behaving very strangely lately. Interesting. Well, I'm just noticing Shia just today acting like that. So we'll see if she continues to do that. Okay, now we're going to move on to our second last sign, which is the Aquarians. And Aquarians, you know, you've got your traditional ruler Saturn, similar to the Cappies, is going to be conjunct Venus exactly on March 21st. So you're going to want to write that down in your calendars. March 21st can be something major coming up for you, a major reality check. Your committed relationships can be highlighted. So that's going to be on March 21st, Saturn conjunct Venus. And then we've got the new moon in Pisces on March 10th is happening in your 2nd house. So this new moon is bringing in new stability into your life. The 2nd house is the Taurus ruled areas of life. So this is new income streams can be coming in, as well as new relationship to abundance and wealth as well. So this new moon in Pisces would be really good for you to do any kind of abundance work or meditation or activation, or looking at your values, your self-worth. And this new moon is asking you to reflect on, what do you hold value to in your life? And is it in alignment with your stability and balance? Also, we've got your ruler at the time of this new moon, Uranus, in a beautiful sextile to the new moon. So you are being blessed, receiving blessings, and being re-energized and inspired by this lunation, because Uranus is very energizing and inspirational. Then we've got the full moon lunar eclipse in Libra on March 25th is happening in your 9th house. Okay. And so you're going through major self-growth in your beliefs and spiritual connection. What beliefs are actually in alignment with you still is good for you to reflect on. The ninth house can also represent teachers and guides. Some of these relationships can be coming to a completion point because it's a full moon lunar eclipse, which can represent endings and completion. Also, some Aquarians will be ending relationships with foreign lovers or business partners, if you have them. You're also being initiated with this eclipse to expand your mind and higher consciousness. Foreign travel is in alignment for you, Aquariuses, over the next 6-month period. And especially also, not just because the eclipse is happening in your ninth house, but you've got Jupiter, the ruler of foreign travel, in the ninth house conjunct Uranus, your ruling planet. So you can be having very transformational life experiences in foreign travel or having to do with foreign energies, foreign people over the next 6 months. And you guys are going through a huge up level with the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction coming up, and also Pluto now being in your sign. So it's a lot of energies for you Aquarians going on. And let's see what your oracle card message is for the month. For the beautiful Aquarians. We've got time for crayons. I love this card. So this is about our creativity, not just drawing, not just literally getting out crayons, but our creativity and our artistic abilities. And Aquarians are naturally very, very creative people. They're one of the most creative signs in astrology, And so I feel like this is a message coming through asking you guys, where are you channeling your creative energies, your creative inspirations? Because that's very important for you guys to be doing. And maybe it's a good time to literally get out some crayons at the time of the new moon and do some intention setting, writing with crayons. Do a new moon ritual in a different way, or celebrate the eclipse in a different way. Do something creative and fun, and also connecting to your inner child is very important for you guys at this time. Okay, hope that resonated for you Aquarians. And now we're going to move to the last sign, last but not least, are Pisces, sun, moon, and risings. So Pisces, it's a very big month for you guys as well. First of all, happy birthday to all the March Pisces out there. We're going to have a sun conjunct Neptune also in the sign of Pisces on March 17th. So you're going to want to mark your calendars, Pisces, for March 17th, when your ruler Neptune is exactly conjunct the sun. And in astrology, we call this a cazimi. So this could be a very big life event that actually happens to you on this day, or you feel even more spiritually, creatively connected on this day for sure. We've also got the new moon in Pisces, your annual new moon, happy new moon in Pisces, on March 10th is of course happening in your first house. So you are going through a very powerful and positive new beginning. Your ruler Neptune is conjunct this new moon, and your traditional ruler Jupiter is in a beautiful sextile to Saturn. So it's a great magical time to be setting long-term goals, as well as being open to receiving whatever blessings this new moon has to offer you. And you are in your element Pisces, as this new moon is not just in Pisces, but we've also got a stellium of planets in your sign. So whatever you want to create, go for it, because we're in your natural energies and you're very much a star of the show of life at the moment. So be your magical selves. We love you, Pisces out there. And we've also got the full moon lunar eclipse in Libra on March 25th is happening in your 8th house. So this is the house of transformation. You may be going through an intense period around the end of the month, okay, with that eclipse happening in your 8th house. This is a very big release of things that no longer serve you, any toxicity in your life on a very deep level. So Pisces, I know you're one of the most sensitive signs in astrology, and this is the most intense house to have eclipses happen in for us. So I'd like you guys to be paying extra self-care to yourselves as we get closer to the end of the month. This eclipse, you're going through literally a death and rebirth. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, when we've got full moon lunar eclipses in our 8th house, this could indicate that maybe we're going through not just a death and rebirth process within ourselves, but we could be witnessing someone dying around us, because the 8th house is the house of death. Also, hidden money streams such as inheritance, taxes are highlighted for you at this time. And we've got still a stellium of planets in your sign at the time of this eclipse, as well as your traditional ruler Jupiter conjunct Uranus getting into that strong conjunction. So there could be some very unexpected turn of events going on, and it's going to be very intense energy. So just making sure you're doing lots of self-care, paying attention to what is coming up and what's being revealed to you, right? The 8th house is the house of revealing and transformation. And let's see what your oracle card message is for the month of March with the astrological transits that we've got going on. For the Pisces, we've got the call on your healer guides. So that makes sense with the eclipse happening in your 8th house. That is super, super intense. It's a great time to be doing healing work, to be going to a healing practitioner, a therapist, to be working on yourself, because there's definitely going to be things coming up to the surface from you guys. Let me know in the comments, any Pisces, if you've already started having this come up for you at all. But it'll definitely start to become more apparent as we get into the eclipse season, mid-March, end of March. So call upon your spirit guides to assist during this time. Meditation, prayer is a great remedy for this. Asking for help from others as well if there's something really intense going on. But it's not, necessarily a negative thing to have an eclipse in your 8th house. It's just major transformation and rebirth and renewal, to the point where for Pisces, if we were to talk 6 months from now, when we're out of the influence of this eclipse, you might feel like a totally different person, or you might feel like a snake that's totally shed its skin and been reborn, so to speak. So I hope that resonates with you, Pisces, out there. And that felt like really fast, going through all the 12 signs. I think that's the fastest I've ever done that, for whatever reason that is. So I hope you guys resonated with the mini readings for all the astrological signs and the collective readings. And before we finish up, I just want to mention to everyone, thank you so much for watching. If you've gotten this far, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Beyond Mystic YouTube channel, as well as the Rumble channel. And if you'd like to have a personal astrological consultation with me, those are available at the link in the description box of this video, consultations.beyondmystic.net. And I've just opened up a few availabilities for the month of March. So I do have some openings for the month of March, which is a little bit unusual. I'm usually booked 2 to 3 months out in advance. So if you'd like to have a reading in the near future from me, whether that's looking at your year ahead, your birth chart, or your solar return, I'd be more than happy to share your astrology with you in that way. So yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Get ready and buckle up for the eclipse season that we've got coming up. And I'm sending so much cosmic love your way for this month of March. And we'll see you next time in the next Astro Woo. Love you guys. Mwah. Bye.